Ahum. And thank you for joining me today. Today, we are going to begin the energy forecast and has to do with the astros. It's a mix. It's energy inside of us, our energetic field that affects our luminous energy field, but it's also has to do with uh, how the angels are going to help us, how these entities are going to be the ones to help us during these different transitions that we're going through, right? I'm going to start. I'm going to start with tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a whole busy day in the office, so I'm not going to have time to do this, but I wanted to do this for you now so that you have from tomorrow to the end of the month. And I want to start doing this for you so that you can understand what might be happening. And then you already know what's coming up ahead. Guess what? You are prepared. You can do something to circumvent anything that is not that you see, depending on the day and that energy forecast, what it is that you can do, how you can calm things down and make things happen, right? Okay, so we're going to start with May 21st, and that's tomorrow, Saturday. When does it start? It starts tonight at midnight, which is 12 a.m. Saturday. All right, so what happens with Mercury? Mercury turns into becoming inferior. Uh, it's an inferior solar conjunction, and it's the actual last quarter moon, which at this point is in Pisces. Okay, so this is in Pisces. Mercury and the sun are going to bring a lot of energy. It's like this static energy, this high energy during this last quarter moon. Okay. And this is the last quarter moon, except it's sitting in Pisces. This is a time where things need to be completed. It isn't that they're magically get completed. No, 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 no. What it's telling you to do is complete it, finish it up. Whatever it is that you're doing that you want it to happen, you need to finish it. And then you need to let it go. All right. It's also a time where you may experience change. Is it change that you want? Well, it depends on how it is that you bring in that energy, that highly charged, static energy that that Mercury and the Sun are actually giving off. What friction is it that they're bringing, right? So you need to discuss with you and your higher self and your entire um, spiritual entourage. You need to tell them, hello, I need guidance. I need to move away from this. I need to be able to circumvent anything that's not going to be good for me. And if I see change, I'm going to expect change. So I'm going to be readying myself, right? Your sensitivity level as an empath is going to be super enhanced. Is it because of the sun and Mercury? It could be, but it's also because you're letting go. So when you let go of certain things and you complete certain things that are taking space in your area, your particular universe, your personal universe, you're actually opening up yourself to bring in new energy. So what happens is, since your sensitivity is so super uh, um, enhanced, I guess we can call it, you need to take things easy. So once you understand that you have to complete, and you do complete, and tomorrow is the day, you're going to realize that, okay, you know what, I finished this, or I'm going to finish this, whether it's a relationship, it's a work issue, whether it's a project, whatever it is, let it go. Let it go. This is the time that is telling you, let it go, because there's change that's coming for you. And that's this Saturday. On Sunday, this is where Mercury retrograde actually goes into Taurus. And you're going to find yourself that you're going to be babysitting emotional triggers. You're going to be sitting there and you're going to be like, oh my God, why did I just fly off the handle? Because after everything is said and done, you are the one that's going to say, oh, wait a minute, why is it that this happened, right? What's happening is Mercury retrograde actually went back a few steps back into Taurus. And what that is going to do is going to bring uh, your brain power, right? And push it down into the bottom of your heart. So this is where your brain and your heart are both going to be working together, and they have no other choice, okay? Back in April something, I don't remember when, but in April, Mercury entered Taurus. And so it's back now, right? That was the first time that I saw Mercury enter Taurus. It was someday in April. But now what it's doing, by it going back into Taurus again, what it's doing is it's opening this space, right? To go back, and this is anybody, to go back and take inventory, right? Of anything that you may have missed, as well as any issues that you may not have wanted to deal with, and now you're going to have to deal with it, girl. You're going to need to deal with it. You need to get out of this. You need to get out of that mindset, because if you don't, you're going to have to wait again, you know, and things are not going to flow. Now, when we have Mercury retrograde entering Taurus, this is going to slow down a lot of stuff. This is just that you're going to see things that you want to happen slow down in a snail's pace. But guess why it does that? It's actually slowing you down so that you can have a little more time to build up those decision-making skills, so that you can actually end up practicing and getting better at something that's going to come up a little sooner, okay, than later. And you'll see what I mean. Expect to work with some money. Expect to deal with food, to deal with nature, to deal with issues with technology. And if you had wanted to or were planning on taking a trip, you may need to look at Plan B. Okay, you may need to take Plan B. That's all there is to it. If we look, I'm gonna go to May 24th because nothing is really changing on the 23rd, or nothing really changes on the 23rd. It's just those things that are just happening. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back. I was parched. I didn't know I was parched. Anyway, so here comes the May 24th, May 23rd. It's really still moving into May 24th, which is that's when there's a significance of something, because this is when Mars enters Aries. What does that mean? Oh my God, Mars enters Aries. What does that mean, Mary? That just means that that process is bringing in new beginnings for most of you, and all of you, if you all decide. And this is the beauty of spirituality. Even if this is not for you, you can actually start an intention knowing May 24th, Mars is going to enter Aries. Guess what? I'm going to seize the moment and I am going to start something new. This is it. This is it. Whether you're the one making that decision, you know that you didn't do it on your own, but the other people are just going to see these new beginnings pop up. All right. This is what I mean about being ready, about being the initiator. You need to be the initiator of your life, and the cosmos allows you to do that. Okay. Um, when Mars enters Aries, a lot of people think of this as if you're actually barefoot and walking into a fire pit. Um, and here is where on the 22nd you were giving yourself some mental health space, right? um, and here on the 24th, because you're walking in this ring of fire or fire pit, what happens when that happens? Well, what is happening is that Mars entering Aries, not only is it in the beginning, but it's also where your mental body, the power of your mental body, actually comes back to you. It's like your mental body took a hiatus, right? And then all of a sudden it took a vacation. And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I'm here, I'm ready, right? It's interesting because in creation, where something is created, and during our creation, fire was the number one element there. And it was the alchemical balance that we actually needed when things were created, and it still is. When you're trying to create something, there needs to be light, there needs to be warmth, there needs to be fire as the element in there. But fire also cleanses, fire also purifies, and it is actually the one purpose for that is actually to initiate an action, to begin a shift. It doesn't matter if it's radical or it's a gentle shift, it's a shift nonetheless. So that is what this on the 24th, what you're going to find that you're going to see around you. What's important is that the actual movement of Mars and Aries is going to be pivotal in helping you eliminate barriers, eliminate those walls that came in with your conditioning, but also walls and beliefs, and I call them lies, that you've been fed throughout your conditioning, throughout your life, and that other people have hurt you, and you've built this wall in front of you. This when Mars and Aries comes in, this is where you turn into, I want the truth. It feels like you're going to want the truth, and you're going to be breaking all those barriers. You're going to be breaking through. It's a breakthrough. It's not like they're just going to come out. No, you need to be the one doing this. If this is not you that I'm talking to right now, then you still, the person that this is not directly for, you still need to go within yourself and say, okay, what can I move out of the way? What this may not necessarily be for me, but I want to be ahead of the game. I want to take something and I just want to take it and break it because I don't want it in my life. Can you do that? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. The problem is, the thing is that your body may be feeling it. Your body may feel run down. You may have these flu-like symptoms. Your body's going to feel pain and tension. Why? Because you're actually getting something that has taken space in your life for a very long time. You're grabbing it and you're saying, not today, Satan, not today. And you're going to get rid of it. And then there's a void in your body. And that void causes pain because it's something that it feels is missing. Well, this is where you bring in healing. Go to the healer. Go to get Reiki. Go do yoga. Go do Tai Chi. Some kind of energy that's going to fill you with happiness. All right. The trajectory that Mars has this year is very synonymous with heavy. transformations. And that's for everybody. That's in general, that's for everyone. Um, Mars, what Mars is doing is it's getting prepared for a retrograde later on this year. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't have my chart. If I'm not mistaken, it might be going into Gemini. What does that mean? That means that the Mars is going to go into a huge retrograde that we're going to feel. A lot of us are going to feel. Uh, but we're not going to get there until the end of the year. We're going to talk about it as we're getting closer to the year. Right now, what you need to be focusing on is letting go of all this conditioning, all these beliefs, all this stuff that you really believe that's bringing you down. People that you don't need to be around, situations that you don't need to be around, worries that you don't need to be having. Let that go, because this is what Mars and Aries is there to do. They're there to take away lies and for you to understand what is a lie and what is truth. Okay. That nothing happens like this is a big deal when it starts in May 24. So it's going to be a slow inching until the 28th of May. In the 20 on May 28th, Venus is going to go into Taurus. Okay. You know everything that you've wanted to fulfill? You know everything that you've wanted to happen? It can. It definitely can, but it's not going to happen by sheer magic. And this is what I need you guys to understand. These things you have to get in that energy. And you need to be the one spearheading all these things, because the planets are there to open up the space, open up the possibility. Believe me, when there's a planet there that says, "Nuh-uh, no way, Jose," listen, there's going to be times where it is no way, Jose. You have to step back. You have to wait your turn because other things are happening. Okay, it isn't because they're punishing you or anything. But you can find a go around if you know early enough. Absolutely, absolutely. But Venus is actually going to move towards Taurus. And this is where the heart resides. This is where the heart actually belongs. And it's going to take everyone, I'm sorry, but it's going to take everyone into this emotional time, effort, transition of empowerment. Guys, when the goddess is over Taurus and Libra, it's a big deal. But she's also going to be the one that is going to bring certain qualities in your life in this time. This is going to be between May 28 and 29. When Venus is in Taurus, Venus shows us a type of energy of beauty, ultimate beauty, insatiable love, harmony, inside what makes you, your own personal values. But not only that, she also brings cooperation. Venus is actually going to illuminate your truth. And every time you make a change, that you transform something between May 28 and 29, she's going to just turn on that spotlight and say, yay, right? Now, every year, everybody knows, every year Venus journeys through Taurus, and we feel her influence usually in June 10 to June 16. In that time, expect to make time for you to heal. And what you're healing is your insecurities, and what you've done in your journey as you walk. Okay, and then when you see that you're doing a good job, you're going to start walking with confidence. This is exactly what Venus needs you to do at that point. So that would be in June, but right now you're making headway. Okay, right now you're going through that transformation. It isn't going to be until June to June 16 that you're really going to start feeling the need. And you're actually, it's a good time for you to feel and to create time and space to work on that healing for yourself. Now, May 30, here is when the new moon, and we all know what the new moon is going to help us do, right? But this is when the new moon in Gemini, that's when that happens. But also Mars and Jupiter are actually in a journey to encompass duality. Oh my God. Okay, so we saw Mars and Jupiter that came to us with ambition, success, confidence. We get the new moon in Gemini that helps us get all our endeavors, all our desires, right? And guides us into this transition, this new journey with clarity and creativity and empowerment. I used that word before. Well, we need that. We need that. So that I want you to embrace. But the blood moon, lunar eclipse, what this did, and that's why people stayed so tired after that, it cleared everybody's path. I want you to understand why everybody saw so much difference after this blood moon lunar eclipse. Okay, so now this new moon is going to bring us precisely, exactly, word for word, what we need to grow to our highest potential. Okay, it's important for you to understand that. Okay, there are brighter beginnings in everything that we're going to see ourselves going into, all the paths that we're going to be led to. All right, but you do have to, what the universe is asking for in return is patience. Patience and confidence that these energies will unfold in your life. Some of us are a little slower than the others. Some of us are actually way ahead. So you may find that these things are happening and then all of a sudden they happen again, or they've happened in a different light, or they're happening with a little bit of a difference. Not all of us are not all of us are the same, right? Not all of us are the same. So you need to understand that this may not be for everyone, but if there is an opportunity for you to better yourself with any of these conjunctions, any of these planets entering anywhere, then you need to seize it. You need to be the one that's proactive. Don't wait, because these are things that that we need to understand. The divine masculine here for May is the archetype with that flows between men and women. It just because it's a divine masculine doesn't mean that it belongs to a man. We all have a divine masculine and a divine feminine, in this month, we're seeing the need for protection. We're seeing the need for discernment. We're seeing the need for healing, but we're seeing the need to feel safe and secure, right? From anything that's happening around us, things that we're watching, things that we're seeing is not what we signed up for. Okay. You need to understand that um, every part of us needs healing, but mostly we need love, right? And love heals. So we start with love and then we heal from within so that then we can heal throughout and everybody else. Your inner masculine for most of you is going to benefit from the time that we talked about, that you're going to have that mental time and space to think things through. And the divine masculine is going to be very grateful, very thankful for that time of healing. Um, this is confirmation that we are all on the right path. There's nothing that we can say that is negative, nothing we can say that uh, is good, nothing we can say is bad, nothing we can say is right, nothing we can say is wrong. Your homework until the end of this month, for the next few days until the 30th, I want you to dance. I want you to find reasons to laugh. I want you to embrace your family like if it was a year or two ago, where you still play, where you still enjoy. You need what you learned in these last 2 years, and you feel like there's something missing. It is that connection with your family, because it was a moment for us to learn how much we love each other, and how much we needed to connect with nature, how much we needed to understand what was necessary and what was not, what is too much. We need to go back to that thinking. So it's that childlike thinking. That's what we need to do for the last few days of May. And I will guarantee you it will make a difference. Okay. If you can, make an appointment with me and I will be able to give you readings. But mostly it's, we're starting classes in our office in Boynton Beach, Florida. And I would love for you all to be able, if you're in the area, in the neighborhood, to book with me and to actually meet me face to face. And let's begin a beautiful journey. Let's begin with real classes that are going to help you develop into what it is that you are, a beautiful, beautiful spiritual being that is worth being happy. Thank you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. If this helped you in any way, drop me a DM. Let me know that you want to see more of this. This would be like a weekly scheduled video that I can give you, so that you know what's coming. I could do it, weekly or monthly, so you know what's coming, and you're not unprepared. You're ready for your beautiful transformation. Okay, see you soon. Have a great day.